All right, we'll start by looking at dumb bombs and programming them. Air to ground on, master mode's already on. I'm going to choose my 82s here. Mode doesn't matter. These programs will work in either auto, CCIP, or manual. We're going to just go CCIP anyway. Mechanical fuse will be nose when you're dealing with slicks. E-fuse 99% of the time is going to be instant. You can use the delay 1 if you want a short delay. So that's set there. Over here, click UFC. Now we can set up our quantity, our multiple, and our interval. So quantity is going to be the total number of bombs that come off in this program if we were to press and hold the pickle button. Multiple is how many bombs come off per drop out of that total quantity. So for instance, we set quantity to 8, multiple to 2. The bombs will come off 2 at a time until 8 bombs leave the jet. All right. If we just set our quantity here to, let's say, 8 and don't put anything for multiple or interval, all 8 are going to come off off the jet at once. This time I'll set up a different program. I can click this button here to start a new program. Again, you have to set your mode, your mechanical, and your E-fuses. Then we'll go to UFC. I'm going to again do 8 bombs. This time I'm going to do them in multiples of 4, so there'll be 2 sets of 4 bombs dropping off, and let's do an interval of 1,000 feet. Something else down here, you can click tone, you can box tone, either tone 1 or tone 2, and that'll play a tone in the cockpit when you drop your bombs. So we'll see what that looks like. Again, 8 for the total quantity, and then 2 salvos of 4. And there we go. And final example, we'll just do a quantity of 10. A multiple of 1, so it's going to be 10 drops of 1 bomb each. Interval, we'll do 250 feet.
Altitude.
And
Altitude.
that's going to drop us a long zipper line of bombs here. Just holding down pickle. That all come off the rail. The sound was fucked on that video, so I'm just re-recording. It's important to note when you do a long drop like that, if you do not hold the pickle button all the way through the drop, you can get what's called a hung store, and that will kind of mess up further drops. So you need to hold the pickle button the whole time, and those are great for like runway attacks or convoy attacks. All right, first mode we'll take a look at is CCIP. That is here. Oops. So in CCIP mode, we've got our velocity vector here. You've got this line that runs down from the velocity vector, and at the bottom of that line is a little cross. Essentially what we do is we put that cross on the target and bomb it, or put that cross on what we want to bomb and push pickle. This line is called the PBIL line, predicted bomb impact line. It shows where the bomb will go when it releases from the jet, or the trajectory it will take. This horizontal bar will fall down the line once we get ourselves into a dive configuration. And when it gets to the bottom of the line, the X will start working its way up the line. So you put the PBIL line on the targets, keep the PBIL line on the targets, wait for the X to sort of drag across the targets, and then press weapon release. The only other thing is this little line here with the wings. If the velocity vector gets below that, we'll have a big X across the screen. That's essentially telling us it's an unsafe drop, and we could take frag or what have you from our bomb. So it will still let you drop, it's just not safe. Alright, so looking for targets. There they are down there. I'm going to get the PBIL line over the targets, and you'll see that X will come into play real quick here. There's the X. And drop, 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 drop. Get off
Altitude.
and out of AA.
Altitude.
And there's the impacts. Alright, so that's CCIP. Now we'll take a look at auto mode. Alright, auto mode is synonymous with CCRP, if you're familiar with that, from different jets. What auto mode requires is a target point. There's a multitude of different ways to get one. The first I'm going to show here is via a waypoint. So waypoint 1 is on top of a building out there. I've selected waypoint 1 on my HSI. I'm going to click waypoint designate. That's created a target point at waypoint 1. There's some additional symbology here. This is the line, the flight line. What we got to do is put that flight line right in the center of our HUD. We want to get in straight and level flight and then fly that flight line all the way to the target release point. We've got some other information here. Auto, we're in auto mode, 30 REL, that's 30 seconds till release under our current flight parameters, and then this is kind of obscured by overwrite, but that's the distance to the target. So as we fly towards the target, once we get close, this horizontal bar is going to fall down the line. Right about here, we want to start holding pickle button, and then as that horizontal line falls through our velocity vector, the bomb will release and go towards the target point. There's the horizontal bar. I'm holding pickle now. When everything flashes, that tells you that the bomb is away. So now the bomb is falling. It's still in auto. This is changed to TTI, or time to impact. So we've got 14 seconds time to impact until the bomb impacts that target. I've turned away. Spectate the bomb here. As you can see, it's on its way towards the enemy compound right there. Now it's important to note that, see how that was off the building a little bit? The higher you are, the more inaccurate you are because of wind and friction and stuff. That doesn't, you know, it computes at one time and things change as it falls through different levels of wind at different altitudes and stuff. So that is inaccurate the higher you are. All right, a couple more ways to pick up target points is we can use our ground radar, which is very handy. You could use any radar actually, but in this case I'll use the ground moving target. So I've spun that up. You can see I've got the ground moving targets out there. I'm going to make my radar soy, get my target point basically over those contacts, or my gates over those contacts, and push TDC to press. That's created a target point on that radar contact. So way out there I've gotten a lock on that target, and I can fly in, take a look, and get a little bit closer. Now, to undesignate, you just push the undesignate button, which by default is our nose wheel steering. The next way is via the HUD. So if I make the HUD soy, we get this symbology here, which we call the ball and chain. As you move around this circle sunburst thing with the dot in the middle is our designation point. So if we fly in a way to put that designation point right over the convoy, which I can see is out there, you may not see it over YouTube, but put that over and then hit TDC to press right there. We've created a target point out there at that convoy. Now what's interesting about the HUD method and the next method is you can slew this target point around. So as I still have the HUD soy, I'm able to slew this all over the place. So you can fine tune some bit. Say you want to target the front of the convoy, you can move it there. Target the rear of the convoy, you can move it there, etc. So go ahead and undesignate, turn away. Now I'm going to turn on my helmet mounted device, and this will give us the next method, which is the same as the HUD method, but you have the starburst is now on our heads up display right here. So you find your target, put it over with the HMD, and now you've created a target point right there using the helmet mounted display. Again, where'd they go? Right there, fly over, and boom, I've created a target point on top of them that I can now use to attack. All right, the last method we'll look at is less of a method of designation and more of a fine tuning. We'll do it via our FLIR pod. So I'm going to bring my FLIR up there. We'll go to waypoint 2, which I know is near the convoy but not on the convoy. I need to get a closer look with my T-pod. So waypoint designate. Let's put the T-pod near the convoy there but not right on it. And if I zoom in, okay, I can see the convoys there. So if you see up here, I've got my target point. I'm going to make my TGP soy and create a new target point, and I'm going to click TDC to press, and you can see that target point is updated. Now I'll move this back to the front of the convoy, click TDC to press, and the target point has now updated. So you can sort of fine tune, it's hard to see because we're so close, but you can sort of fine tune your target points in such a way. Now I'll put it back on the bend in the road, click TDC to press, and it's updated. Just like that. Put it back in the front of the convoy, TDC to press, target points updated. Altitude. So that is just sort of a method to quick and dirty readjustment. Fly by these guys and give them something to think about. There's the bar coming down. 10 munitions away, and we'll get out of here.